Hey there, I'm T-Bone.
I'm Face Machine.
And this is a quickie review from the SMP crew of the game, was it Hungry Giraffe, right? Hungry Giraffe?
Hungry Giraffe.
Hungry Giraffe. Alright. Let's get started, shall we? Graphics. Okay, graphics, it's both good and bad, alright? First off, the graphics are good. They're funny and cartoony, and they fit the mood pretty well. Only problem is your obstacles get really redundant because it's the same anvil and hand weight and anvil and hand weight even in space, which is a bit odd, but alright, whatever. So that's my only beef with graphics, and because of that, I give it a 7.5.
And I agree. Alright, now moving on to gameplay. The game had simple, yet good controls. Whenever you're playing this game, you won't feel that you died because, the game had technical difficulties. It would be because it would be your fault for not controlling the giraffe properly.
It's because you're stupid.
And the only just with the gameplay, I mean, you just get the sense of that there's no changing levels. You don't really, once you play the first stage, like, you have the different power-ups and you have the different disease, you have the pills that change your controls and everything like that, and it's redundant. It just, throughout all the levels, you have the same game mechanics in the game, so there's not really much change from the first to the last level, game mechanic wise, and that's why we give gameplay a 7.
Now, moving on to sound, which is definitely a strong point of the game. Sound, it's only one song for the whole game, yet it's not meant to be played that long. So it works, it's fine. The sound is good, the song is fine. It really fits the mood, just like the graphics did. But it's just, when you see some of the other later levels, the classical sounding doesn't really fit as well as it should have. But to counterbalance that, the sound effects are really good and effective, and they made me laugh, which is always something good. That's why, we here give it an 8. That's awesome.
Definitely one of the better points of this game. Moving on to concept.
Concept, yes. I wish I could say it on sound a little longer. Concept. It's a very familiar style of gameplay, and it's very comical, and it's really meant for everyone. A kid can play it, and an old man can play it, and they'll still find it funny. It kind of bridges all the ages. And again, that's why I personally liked it, and that's why I give it a 7.
Yep. And last one, replayability. Now this is kind of the weaker point of the game because we played it through mostly into its entirety. It got difficult at the later stage, so
yeah.
But we didn't really feel so much that we would want to go back to it unless it was like once in a blue moon or every so often, like to show off to your friends for the one time or whatever, stuff like that, But the game does have the incentives to get people that like it to come back because it has achievements and it has the high scores, which this is definitely a game where high scores come into play. You're getting all the fruit and everything. It has all the mechanics wise, high score.
Yeah,
all the way.
Yeah, of course.
And just overall how fun the game is. It is good. It's just it's the same thing with all these minis. It just it wears off very fast. It's what happens to these dollar games. I mean, you see it all the time. It's just the type of
It's the nature of all indie games, really.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean that's what they expect whenever they make these kind of games, because it isn't just $1 or $2. So people are all like, oh well, I'll get my $1 or $2 worth of fun, and then I'll put the game down and set it aside, and in the future if I want to come get it. That's how it works.
All right, moving on to the final score.
Well, that's why we're gonna give Replay a 6.5.
Yeah, it's technical difficulties. Anyway, all right, so 6.5, correct?
6.5.
Awesome. All right, now, considering all the scores, 7.5 graphics, 7 for gameplay, 8 for sound, concept, which was a 7, and replayability, which was a 6.5, we would give it a 7?
Give it a 7.
7 overall.
It is a
good quickie review from the SMP crew. I'm T-Bone.
I'm Face Machine.
And this was the review of Hungry Giraffe.
See you later.